Hi, it's Mark here, out here with you today on a sunny day. I'm out at the range today, and I thought I'd do a video to address something that is a significant concern to all of us that train from time to time, not just in bullseye shooting, but in moving and shooting, and learning how to basically deal with a real threat. And a lot of my videos here you see where we've had videos where you see us running and moving side to side at an angle, hiding behind one target to shoot at another. Those are all great ways to practice shooting and hitting targets over and over again, coming back on target fast, moving, addressing multiple targets. And by the way, there's quite a bit of shooting going on at either side of me and behind me over here, so don't let that distract you. But in all those videos, what you see us doing is moving at side, at an angle, and we're moving forward. We're moving towards what would be a threat. That's a good way to learn how to shoot and move at the same time and engage multiple targets. But what is significantly important and just something that could be very critical in actually saving your life is in self-defense scenario, you're not likely to be running towards a threat like that. If you were in a situation where there was an active shooter, where you had to defend somebody that you knew there, or you felt that you needed to go towards that threat, then you might have to do something like you see in those videos as far as the way you move. But realistically, for most self-defense encounters, it's going to be you and somebody personally coming up on you with some kind of weapon. It may be a gun, it may be a knife, a club, whatever it may be, but it's going to be you and it's going to be up close. Most of our self-defense encounters are going to be from a pretty close distance, within 20 feet or so. So today I'm going to address what you actually would do, what we would realistically be doing insofar as dealing with a threat when somebody comes out with a gun. And you're standing there, you're as a law-abiding citizen, you're not going to be drawing your gun first on somebody. But if you see a weapon emerge, you may have to draw your gun. If it's a firearm they have, you're not going to be running to that firearm with that gun pointed at you. You're going to be trying to evade it. So a lot of times people train and they train, and I see this online a lot. I see them moving from one target to the next, lined up straight, moving side to side, side to side. If somebody has pulled a gun on you, moving side to side, step by step, is not going to do you much good. You're going to have to evade and possibly shoot at the same time, but what you're going to want to do is get away from that weapon. So I'm going to show you how we got set up over here, and just give you a few ideas of how you can train to deal with both individuals and multiple threats that have come up on you close, where you might have to just evade the shooter or whatever type of weapon that they're carrying. You don't have to have all the kind of stuff I've got set up out here to have an effective training area or to have effective training targets. If what you have right now is one gun and some paper targets, set them up. You have to use your imagination a little bit, but set them up. I've got silhouettes and things out here that I've made and put together in steel, but that's been over quite some period of time. Use what you have to set up your scenarios. In this scenario right here, this is if this is a person that's come up on me right here, and this person has come up on me, there may be some other folks around, he may have some accomplices with him, but if this is a person that's come up on me and he draws a gun, and by the way, I'm using my Glock 23 for this demonstration on a belt holster here, which is a common way I carry it, tight belt holster inside the waistband. If this is a person that's come up on me, if he draws a gun, I'm not going to go forward unless I'm trying to stop him. But if I'm not at arm's length, he's this close. If he's this close, there's no way that I'm going to be able to run into him without getting shot. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be evading that. I'm not going to be stepping to the side. I'm not going to be taking one step back. I'm going to have to evade. There are other scenarios where somebody might come up on you, multiple people might be coming up on you. You've got them coming from either side. Somebody comes up close to you and the person in front of you pulls some type of weapon that's not a firearm. It may be a blunt instrument, a baton, it may be a knife, whatever it may be. It only requires a step back, but either one of the people with him may come up with a firearm. You may have to evade differently in this case by simply stepping back away from the initial attacker right in front of you and dealing with the other two as they are drawing their weapons. You've got one that comes up at you with some type of non-firearm weapon. And again, knife or club. The other two are armed, but when you dispense with the other two, the one in front of you decides to come on at you. This is a scenario. All kinds of scenarios that can take place, all types of situations you might have to face. These are kind of, this is not pretty when you do this. I'm walking around out here. What you see me, when you see me backing up and moving sideways, I'm walking on uneven ground. There's been some heavy rains out here. There's a bunch of dips in the ground here, so when I'm moving, I have to concentrate on what's in front of me, that person that would be a perpetrator. I have to pay attention to what's around me so I don't fall. I have to pay attention to the fact that I'm pulling a loaded firearm, about ready to fire at somebody who's firing at me. That's the scenario you're trying to put together and imagine and what you could face. So this is not pretty training. You don't hit little tiny bullseyes. You're hitting the big areas in that target as you move away and evade. All kinds of scenarios you can set up, dropping to the ground, running, moving, but learn how to retreat and learn how to retreat effectively while using your firearm.